toward the east and northeast over the next several days. I want to show you the models in this, what's going on in the environment, the heat content. That's a little sciencey, but it is super important in this, and I mentioned that's one of the biggest ingredients in the entire hurricane season. And then we'll mention Kirk and Leslie and some of the rain working into Trinidad and Tobago. So a lot to cover, but all eyes on this spot. That, by the way, that is Kirk making the curve. That'll head its way up toward Europe. Now, please take this with a grain of salt. This is the most likely path as of now. I'll adjust this as we go forward. Do I expect changes? Yes. Again, I expect changes out of this, but based on what I'm seeing right now, this would be the most likely path. Tomorrow, it would get organized even further and get close to tropical storm status. Monday, winds would be near 50 miles per hour, or 80 kilometers an hour, but to the north of Merida, the heaviest weather to the north of Merida, to the north of Cancun. So that's good news for the Yucatan of Mexico. There'll be some gustier winds at times, could get some rain and storms, heaviest weather to the north. By Tuesday, winds would be near 80 miles per hour. It would be a hurricane, so it is going to get stronger quickly, and I'll show you that with the heat content in a second. My friends in Cuba, western Cuba, we may get some rain with some of those feeder bands eventually stretching in. Heaviest weather for Cuba to the north. Then on Wednesday, there's a chance this gets stronger quickly. As of now, maybe winds roughly around 100 miles per hour, Category 2 hurricane, and then rolling its way right into the west coast of Florida. Could be Tampa, Sarasota, right around the Anna Maria Island. Could be a little bit more to the south. I still need to see where, kind of exactly where the center develops first. Once I see that today and tomorrow, I'll be able to pinpoint exactly where this would make landfall, but a threat right along all of the west coast of Florida as this will eventually make landfall. Looks like now late on Wednesday. Some of the models a little bit different. Canadian models a bit slower, but a direct hit with a hurricane into Florida again, and then work its way right across the peninsula and then just offshore by Thursday. By Thursday, there'll be some weakening, of course, as it crosses land. Not a ton, though. It'll still be near hurricane status by the time we get into Thursday, near the northern Bahamas. Much of the Bahamas will be okay. Northern Bahamas, that's where we could either have tropical storm or hurricane conditions, and then sort of gets tied into a front and weekends by the time we get into Friday. Now, for my friends that just dealt with Helene, all of this is generally going to be to the south. Not that I wish this on anyone, but that's good news. So this will impact different areas. I don't see it making a curve up to the north because there's a blocker, there's a front hanging here. But this is the most likely path with that late Wednesday or sometime on Wednesday landfall. Still need to fine tune that, but I wanted to show you what I'm thinking. Don't want to leave anything out. That's what I'm seeing. Now, breaking down the models, here's the American model. Has it becoming a hurricane? American model has it very aggressive, a little bit more to the north with the potential landfall right near the Tampa area. That's what it's seeing now. It's kind of the more northern track on this. Some of the other models are a little bit more to the south, but this has it as a Category 2, trying to push Category 3 hurricane status. Track is easier to forecast. Intensity is pretty difficult, so we'll wait and see on that. The European model is pretty close to that, just a little bit more south, but all of the models, all of the major models are showing this as a hurricane, generally Category 1 or Category 2. We'll get into those strengths ahead. Canadian model is more to the south and slower, making a landfall somewhere in South Florida by the time we get into Thursday, even Thursday night. So just a slower scenario. So it shows you that window, right? Anywhere from the kind of west central coast south through South Florida, all at risk as of now for a direct hit. Now, this is going to be a broad system. These are not just one little icon that I have on the map. These are large, as we well know with what we saw with Helene, how expansive a tropical storm or hurricane is. Icon model has this a hurricane, just a touch to the south for a landfall versus what we saw with the American and the European model. So let me start with the American model just to give you a handle on the timing. There's a front in through here. This is later today. It's this area here, Western Gulf, Bay of Campeche, right through here, and you see things kind of gathering by tomorrow. Tomorrow it'll start to get more organized. Then tomorrow into Monday, that's when it should wrap up into a tropical storm. Merida over toward Cancun, you see heaviest weather would be to the north. There's the core of this. This is on Monday. Already a tropical storm. This is evolving very quickly. Water temperatures are very warm through here, and then this will slide its way. Here's western Cuba, and you see, as I was mentioning on Tuesday, heaviest weather north of western Cuba. There's going to be a lot of rain out ahead of it. Which is not good news. Similar to what Helene did with lifting rain up to the north, there's going to be rain out ahead of this too. So the ground's already going to be very saturated, which will lead to more flooding. Then on Wednesday, the American model has a landfall sometime during the day Wednesday into the Tampa area. That's what it's showing right now. Yesterday was a little bit more to the south. Now it's a little bit more to the north with those hurricane conditions moving right in. And then by Thursday, it'll move offshore. Could get some tropical storm conditions in the northern Bahamas. A wait and see. I need to fine-tune that track over toward Freeport, New Providence. If you're watching right now, I'll be able to fine-tune that as we go over the next day or so. This is by Thursday. Now, this is the American model with the winds, and then I'll show you the European model. This gives you a better handle on the circulation we're seeing, kilometers an hour and miles per hour to keep everyone covered. I do this channel for safety, no flashy sponsors or anything like that. You see, here's that circulation. This is today into tomorrow, and you see more of that circulation right there. So tomorrow it'll start to get better organized, but Sunday into Monday, that's the time period that they should really strengthen into Milton, which is the next name on the list. And you see right there some of the reds popping up. Those would be some winds near hurricane force potentially later on Monday. These are gusts, 70 miles per hour already, but the core of that, so here's Merida, the core of that stays just to the north of the Yucatan, and then you see it really blossoming, unfortunately, winding up, and you see some of the yellows there. Winds 90 miles per hour, 145 kilometers an hour, so a hurricane at this point on Tuesday. The American model really hasn't intensified as it gets closer to the coast. Here's Tampa, Anna Maria Island. This gets closer to moving right in, watching the St. Petersburg area. Could it be more south near Fort Myers? Absolutely. That is a possibility. Everyone is watching this, of course, and it's going to impact the entire peninsula just because of how broad this is. And then it's going to work in on Wednesday. And then you still see some of those tropical storm conditions. Northern Bahamas right here, Wednesday into Thursday. Heaviest weather at this point would be either in the open waters or still impacting with that surge in some of those gustier winds and that flooding along the coast and into the northern Bahamas. So even Georgia could see a little bit of overwash and flooding as we work our way into Thursday. East coast of Florida all the way back through the Bahamas with still some strong winds as that continues to move offshore, and there'll be some weakening. Here's that European model. European model is what I've been leaning to over the last 5 to 6 days because it's had a really good handle on the environment. And that's what in the videos I've had, that's what I've been watching. And so far, it's been right. Here's some of the extra rain here, Trinidad and Tobago. We'll zoom down with some of the rain totals in a second. Nothing tropical there, though. And then we have that front that's draped right along here. Not all forecasts are equal. This one is trickier. Helene, it was so locked in. This one's trickier because there is a front also involved in this. Point being, there's a lot more ingredients in play. Now, this is by the time we get into Monday. Monday, the European model has this becoming a hurricane. Heaviest weather still to the north of the Yucatan. There's some of the extra rain out ahead of it, and that is a concern like we saw with Helene. Before Helene even moved into North Carolina, there were some spots that had over 10 inches of rain. There's going to be some batches of rain the next couple of days ahead of this. So the ground's going to be very saturated, flooding a huge concern because the system's not even there yet. This here is by Tuesday. Here's western Cuba. Here's Jamaica, Cayman Islands. Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, this all stays to the north.
Jamaica
as this
me crazy.
works its way into Florida, though, there may be some feeder bands, but you see here, this would be on Wednesday. This here's Wednesday.
Shut up. You're making me crazy. There we go. Oh. Who, me? When you're putting food on your fireplace, you probably didn't put it over that right circle. It probably just laying there and wouldn't get cooked. You have to place it in that little circle.
I
There's, if you get close enough, there's 3 little circles on your stone campfire.
I didn't have a stone.
Would you? Oh, you just had a. That ain't. That you can't cook on that. You could roast marshmallows.
You could do that. I found some potato plants.
Oh, you got to have a spade to dig them up. That's just a rock piece, a stick, and some string. Some string. I need to go get some more string. No, maybe I need to eat my crab dinner. Delicious. Let me go get me a slurp of water. Ooh. Hit the snooze button.
How does it say my inventory is full? It's not.
Look at your backpack. Look at the outside of your backpack. No. Full of sticks. You can't pick up any more small sticks.
Oh, okay.
Glad I could be of service. Ooh, ooh. We got crabs. Okay, I'm going back over to Gilligan's Island. I remember where it was at. Look at shipwreck. Oh, wait a minute. That was where I wrecked. Goofy. Say who? What? Tires? Yeah, they're good. Barrels are the best. 2 barrels or 2 tires, and then some couple logs. Then you got to build a sail and a rudder. I'm going back over to the island over there, all the trees. Ow! Ow! Hey, little doggy. Hey, little doggy. Come here, come here. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Pit bull. Yeah, right. I'm a pit bull. Oh, hey, you're turning invisible. You. Oh, la, la, la. What? Woo-hoo. You figured it out? You figured it out. It only took me a couple days to figure it out. Now that I can help you out, you should be able to do it really quick. And I still don't know how to do it. Everything. Yeah, they're everywhere. Have you killed the Komodo dragon yet? He's on your island, so what? Okay, no, you know. If he chases you to get in the water, he won't get in the water after you. Just don't get too far in the water because the shark will bite you. You getting frustrated? Why? Okay, I got enough more stickers. Okay. Probably ought to make a base camp here. Oh, I thought that was a Komodo dragon. Gooseberries. Let's go. Chili peppers. Yes. Yokel. Blueprint. Jaguar knife. Ooh. The Jaguars. Okay, you got your little shelter, huh? Okay, I'm making a base camp out here. I need to make a spinning wheel. I need to make a spinning wheel. Woo! Shit metals. I need one piece of shit metal. And I need 8 small stickers. Oh, yes! Making string. .com. It's raining, hooty, hooty, hooty. Now, can I put a shelter over that? Can I? You have to destroy it with a hammer. Yeah. Hit it. If you look at the circle around the hammer, you see there's like a little red indicator going around the outside of the hammer. Okay. Yeah, you don't get everything back. You get about 50%. Yippers. I'm having me some turtle steaks. They're gonna be good. Banana leaves. I need some banana leaves. First, I gotta find a banana tree. There's one. I see that banana fall off here a while ago. Oh, excuse me. Banana trees. Banana tree. What? It's only one banana tree on this whole damn island? Islands?
Water's big.
.com. Oh, large sticks. I like large sticks. Okay. Timber!